Well, it is really nice to see the sun today. We have had, I don't know, 4 or 5 straight days of rain, and boy did we need it. I am very happy for the rain, but that was a little bit too long to go without seeing sunshine. But I wanted to show you a few new fall additions to the garden. Here is one. This is a beautiful purple mum. Every year at Lowe's I buy lots of mums that go on the clearance section. Isn't that pretty? It had kind of a dead branch here, which I've turned to the back and you don't even realize it, but I love that color purple. And I will pot them up or put them into the landscape. And I'm so happy I have done that over the years because I have a lot that come back. I have to say this is my best zinnia garden yet. I still have some moths flying around and a lot of bees enjoying the nectar. So even though they look a little worse for wear at the bottom with powdery mildew, I've let them stand because I'm enjoying the blooms and all the pollinators and insects are enjoying it. But look at these colors, and I have to say, these are my favorite. I think these are the Queen Line Zinnias. Take a look at this bloom. It's gorgeous. It's kind of a peachy color in the middle, and then it fades to this coral pink. So pretty. But I'm hoping that I get a lot of seeds from that. But this has been a really wonderful year for my zinnias. And I do have some more mums. This is a mum that was probably a clearance mum a couple years ago, and it's budding up. It looks like it's going to be kind of a purple one as well. So I should have some blooms in a week or two. And I have another one behind all these mums. So by the time that blooms, that looks purple as well. But by the time that blooms, some of these zinnias might be gone. But look at this beautiful moth flying through around the zinnias, enjoying the pollen. Still lots of activity around the zinnias. That's why it's really important not to have a pristine garden. If I were going to be upset about the powdery mildew at the bottom of the plant, I would be missing out on all of these blooms, and the pollinators would be too. Here's a bee friend enjoying a less than perfect flower. The plant doesn't look so good, but guess what? The bees can still enjoy it. They still need their nectar source. This is one of the mums I planted last year, and I've been cutting it off for arrangements, but it got flattened by the rain. That's okay, I'll continue to cut off it. And this was one that I didn't chop early in the season. Sometimes with mums, if you chop them, they grow bushier and stronger stems, and they'll stay more upright. But anyway, this one is an example of one that hasn't been Chelsea chopped, but it's really a huge mum that I can enjoy, that I probably paid a few dollars for last year. So this is why I like to put these clearance mums all around, because they do come back from year to year. Here's a clump of mums that I rooted myself. This is an example of a Chelsea chop because this is the top part. And I rooted my prunings into a pot of soil, and because they sent out wonderful roots, I was able to plant it up last week as its own plant. It's got multiple cuttings in there, but let me show you where this one came from. Came from down here, and you can see the difference here. This is where I chopped it. I'm not sure what color this is going to be. Hasn't opened yet. It's not, maybe even white, I don't know. But this is where I chopped it, and this is where I didn't. And you can see it's shorter and bushier. So next year, note to self, I'll be chopping all of my mums back mid-season, which might delay the bloom a little bit, but it's going to make stronger stems. Because as you can see, those are looking kind of leggy, and they're susceptible to being knocked over as well. Of course, I could cut them off for arrangements, but see how long that stem is in the back? If I had chopped that back, it would be more of a compact, neater looking bush habit. So we'll have to see what kind of mum that is, but that's definitely a clearance mum that I planted last year. I feel kind of silly showing you all these mums that haven't opened yet. These are obviously later bloomers. And here's another one. These look white or maybe even a pale pink. Should be really pretty. And Lowe's had pillars on sale that were the bottom of a bird bath. They no longer had the tops. So I grabbed a couple, 2 different styles. I'll show you the other one. But I just had this ornament around the garden and I just popped it on top. So we'll see if it stays there. Hopefully it won't blow away, but I thought it was a really nice centerpiece for my rustic garden. You know, it's nice to have concrete pieces around the garden, and you don't always need to use them as the original purpose they were intended for. Here's another view of the rustic garden bed. I just think it's looking so neat and pretty. This was the other bird bath bottom that I brought home that didn't have a top, and I might be on the lookout for the tops. Sometimes they will sell the tops, but right now they're sold out in stores. So I would think by next spring I will be able to buy a bird bath bowl to place on top of there. But I thought it was such a beautiful piece of concrete. Look at the detail on that. I just think that's so elegant. So I took a chance and bought it. Bought half a bird bath. I ended up getting 2 pumpkins. One of them looks quite terrible here. It's got some kind of strange markings on it, so I'm not sure I'd want to eat something like that. But they sure were a pretty color. I do also have another one inside without these markings. See, look at this. Something's going on. I have a feeling I left it on the vine too long. I'm not sure. But that one I'm not going to eat, and I'm kind of disappointed about it. But the other one is about the same size, and it looks perfect. So at least I got one Long Island cheese pumpkin. So my winter squash harvest was quite small, but it was really fun to grow some of these things. Both of these, the sweet dumpling squash on the left and the butternut squash on the right, are quite small. The plant sort of died back before it had a chance to fatten up these fruits, but I do have them continuing to ripen in a sunny window. And I wanted to show you my one good Long Island cheese pumpkin. It's a little bit heavy to hold one-handed, but as you can see, it's kind of small, but the color is just absolutely beautiful. It's that really, really pale peachy color. And it's so pretty. I'm sure that, you know, a more experienced grower could have gotten it to grow larger. But, you know, by the time the vines die back, there's nothing much you can do about gaining size. I do think these are smaller pumpkins, but I'm not sure I'll grow this variety next year, given that I only got 2 and one of them had strange spots. But again, I think that was operator error. I think I left it on the vine too long, but I have them all here in this sunny window. And I did have, which I already ate, a beautiful crook-necked butternut squash, and that was, I think it had Canadian in the name, Canadian crook-neck butternut. So I'll definitely be growing butternut again next year, and hopefully each year my soil's improving. So we'll see how that goes. And guys, here's another harvest I'm very excited about. As you can see, the zinnias are absolutely gorgeous. I have the Queen Line zinnias in here. Absolutely gorgeous. And I love this corally peach one. I seem to be gravitating this year towards corally peach colors. But I have a couple of the marigolds on this side. But it seems like my fall bouquets are the prettiest. Look how pretty that is, guys. And these were my clearance mums that I showed you, which were kind of flattened out by the rain. But there was still a lot of cuttable stems. And so I'm thrilled with this fall bouquet harvest. And as you can see, despite some very cold nights, I'm still getting blooms. So guys, thanks so much for watching my fall update as the garden is winding down. I hope you can see all the activity on these flowers. Then you'll understand why I haven't ripped them out yet. But there's still a lot of beauty and a lot of nectar in these. And I hope you're still enjoying blooms in your garden. Thanks so much for watching.